is where I would like for Bryce to come up. I got your name right. Good, Bryce. Bryce, I'm just going to kind of guide you through this. And you just kind of hang out here for a second and let me talk to the group. What I'd like for you to do for Bryce is just become a loving witness for him. Just give him, there you go, give him your undivided attention and your unconditional support for Bryce to be who he is. And I think I'll just kind of, I'm going to kind of come over here. Yes, I knew I was going to meet you, Kelly. So Bryce, just take a minute there and let yourself be the center of attention. And you can keep your eyes open or you can close your eyes. But start to pay attention to what gets stirred up inside your inner climate at the center of attention. What do you notice? And then just kind of describe it to us.
I don't know what to do with my hands, for one.
Okay. They feel kind of awkward.
They feel awkward, but I feel tension inside.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Energy. There's a bunch of energy going on in there, isn't
not
there?
flowing. It's kind of like what you were talking about. I was sitting back there. I was like, I want to learn how to get it to flow through me, which is very exciting.
Well, I think we'll do that today. But let's stay in this moment for now. Let's stay with what is right now. So you feel it kind of going zzz. Where do you notice it in your body?
I notice it in my knees. My knees want to shake.
Okay.
My in here just kind of is shaking, and I just feel shaky and kind of, like any of us when we get up in front of people, you feel a little heightened anxiety, I think. And yeah.
Is there anything else that you notice?
I feel cool. So.
Cool.
Which is unusual. Usually you feel hot and flushed. When I was back there raising my hand, I felt flushed.
I'll bet.
And then even afterwards, I was like, okay, now I got to get up in front of everyone.
Who raised their hand anyway? Who was it?
Yeah, who was that? Oh gosh, that was me.
So do me a favor now. Just check in. Feel your knees. Feel your chest, and tell me, is it the same or different now that you've said all that?
My knees are still shaking a little bit, but it's kind of calmed down a little bit in here.
Okay, good.
Maybe it's flowing a little bit better.
Good. Great.
Yeah.
All right.
It's feeling better. So I guess what you're saying, we take that out of our mind and we focus that in our body, and it releases it a little bit.
What we resist persists. You've heard that. So if we acknowledge it and we give ourselves permission to feel, that emotional intensity starts to move into flow. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to sit down here in one of these chairs. And what I'm going to do now is teach you my little grounding exercise, a kind of a brief version of my grounding exercise. Grounding is a kind of an in-the-body meditation or visualization that just simply brings your attention or your awareness or your energy out of your head and redistributes it, flows it down through the whole body, all the way down to the feet, so that your center of gravity drops. You kind of drop out of your head and into your body. And it normally takes about 14 minutes to do it, but I'm going to try to do this in 7 or 8 minutes with you. I'll do a kind of an abbreviated version. So if you would like to experience this, then I would ask you to put your feet flat on the floor. Sit back in your chair. And in a second, we're going to close our eyes. But for now, I'd like for you to just take a couple of deep breaths. I'm going to sit down and do this with you. Take a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. And just try to stay present in your own skin. as we continue working with Bryce? What are you doing? You want to stand up? Let's stand up. When you stand up, Bryce, give yourself a good wide base and let the energy kind of go whoop down into your legs and feet. Can you feel that? Like you're heavier now down here? Check into your knees. You remember you said they were kind of wobbly? Are they still really wobbly, or do they feel more stable?
They're stable.
Cool. Awesome. So just check in now and see what it's like in your inner climate. Same or different?
Much calmer.
Much calmer.
I'm feeling my feet now.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine
down
that. You feel like you're down here.
But it's not anxiety at all. It's just very calm.
It's just heavy, solid, present, calm. Good.
It's a nice feeling.
It's a nice feeling. Let's do a little bit of what I call mirroring the good for Bryce. What I would like for you to do, anybody who wants to, is share with him what you see in him or sense in him that you like. This is not a critique. It's not about his performance. It's about who he is. What do you like about him? Yeah.
I think he's bold because he volunteered to get out here when he didn't know what to expect and
Yeah.
showing vulnerability.
Yeah.
And I think that's very brave.
Brave, bold, vulnerable. Back there.
I would say he looks very plain and transparent.
He's transparent. There's an openness about Bryce. He's willing to be transparent. And that is very appealing to people. That's what makes a star, by the way. People who are stars at anything in performing and speaking arts have to have that sense of openness to be who they are, that transparency. That's a good catch on that one. Somebody else.
I was just going to say that since you've been up there, I've noticed that you seem more magnetic and attractive. I mean,
Isn't
it's
that
not obvious.
weird?
I'm saying that you're magnetic. It's I can feel you more.
So that's brilliant. I'm so glad you said that. As we get present down in here, we start to pull. This is a slightly different Kate than what I think you mostly do at Toastmasters. Mostly I think you're trying to project. I could be wrong. But this is about shifting back down in here and pulling them to you so that you become more magnetic. Cool, huh? Somewhere way back in the back.
Well, the word that I gave was authentic.
Off-
I think the same as transparent.
Yeah, authentic, transparent. Anything else?
I like your hair, Bryce.
He's cute, isn't he?
I'm attractive, right? Everybody keep your seats.
That's funny.
My impression,
You have to talk loud.
all right, in the beginning, I was impressed, or I was very struck
Yeah.
by his very good, all-American, handsome appearance.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, hey, he's got it all together.
Why is he here?
And then I realized he is admitting being human.
Human.
And this may have been brought on by this massive crowd here, many of whom are very experienced speakers. However, I think that I do see a difference, and I think that tells me don't judge a person by his appearance. He may not be as bold and outgoing as he or she might appear in the beginning. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Anything else?
When he first got up there, you could tell that he was focusing on himself, less interested in us. But now he seems so receptive. He's interested in who we are.
That's
He's able to be.
That's what we're talking about. He is starting to get comfortable enough here so that he doesn't have to focus on the tension of being the center of attention. He can start now to come out and pay attention to you, which leads me perfectly into soft eye contact. So let me start this with you. just kind of let your eyes be soft and slightly unfocused. And just make connection with me. Land your eyes kind of over here. And just sort of take me in. And you'll notice that you see the whole of me. We've got soft eye connection both ways now. So you're not seeing any one thing, you're seeing the whole of me. Can you feel that sense of connection that we have?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
When you're ready, just gently shift that over to one person at a time. And just take in attention from one person at a time. Just take 3 or 4 people. And see what you notice.
Much more receptive. Unlike whenever I was first up here, what someone said is I was focusing all on how nervous I am, whereas now it's more I'm feeling the crowd more, and I'm feeling feel the personalities and the energy that's out there, and it's kind of very cool.
It's very cool.
You should all come up here.
So, nice job. You worked very fast. Thank you. Would you like to take a minute to say anything? Is there anything that comes up to say?
I think Sandra here has got some awesome techniques that she's talking about here. And when you first came here, you were talking about you do things a little bit differently than Toastmasters, than the way we teach it, or we learn it and teach each other in Toastmasters, and which is one of the reasons why I felt like I had to raise my hand, because I felt like I was attracted to you and what your speech was, or what your message was, that I thought I've got to get up there. I hope she offers the suggestion. I hope she offers a volunteer, and so that's why my hand went up so quick.
Wow.
I knew it would be scary, but that's what we're here for in Toastmasters to do, is to grow. And so to me, that was an opportunity that there was no question. It was a no-brainer. So I thank all of y'all for letting me come up here and grow with y'all, and I hope y'all have all, through this experience, learned something as well, too. But thank you. And thank you.
Did you see him just sort of blossom in front of you? He's brilliant. He was brilliant. That speaking came so easily. It just bubbled up from who he was being there in a moment. And the truth is, we're all brilliant. Underneath the surface, we each have a unique way of expressing ourselves that's authentic only to us. We just have to get the fear out of the way, and the judgment, and the fear of judgment. When we get that out of the way, then who we are and what we have to say just kind of bubbles up. And you don't have to work so much about the performance aspect then, because the authentic energy is under the surface.